I feel when that sub comes in right at the end of the intro. It's like combination, great combination. God damn it! Thank you so much, Rockin' Roleplay. That's an amazing pun of a name, I must say. And Merther, sorry, reset for 3 months as well. You guys hit us with a double whammy getting into this game. But it is map number 2 in a best of 5. We're gonna do the intros, then I'm going to run to try and fix the bot. So thank you guys for joining us here for the I Am Katowice cast. Spawning in the top right side, though, we've got CM Storm's Polt.
In the bottom left, as the red Zerg, he is Lambo.
All right, and I'm not putting the camera in you. I'm just going to be right back. 1 sec.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta close the door because the cat can decide if everyone's in or out. Damn cat. Yeah, so Essential Protocol. It's been a while since I've seen this map because, you know, it's not that it's not being chosen anymore, so you actually cannot choose it in our tournaments. It's actually being chosen a fair amount now that it's been fixed, quote unquote. Still kind of an ugly map, still kind of a hard third base to take. Reapers are abusive in the back here. Same with Blaze Stalkers, but it's better than it was when it had those back rocks being able to be broken down. They also got rid of a spawn location, so there's no vertical, which I guess played into the goodness of this map too. That's
No. Sorry, just to add on one more thing since the bot's back up. I unfortunately did have to restart it to fix it. So that means bets are gone. If mods want to redo those really quick, we can certainly 2 games in allow that, but it's up to the moderators and their discretion. But okay, so we are getting into game, and now the Reaper's going to be scouting. It's worth noting a big part of why we're probably seeing a Reaper here is because on Ruins of Ceres, there is no great way to utilize a Reaper. You have to go up a ramp, and there's no other ways into the base, so they're usually shoot away fairly quickly. The fact that this map allows for it does let Polt get a little bit more scouting, I guess you could say, because he was relying purely on that one scan last game.
Yeah, let's get a lot more scouting. In fact, you get a cheese easily on this map with how much space there is to jump up. But it's Polt usually saves his cheeses for like once in a best of 5. Not even necessarily when he's down or when he's up. It's just like he knows that he should throw it in once, and he'll do it like once. So whether that's a 3-wax Reaper or some odd 2-base variation. He'll like waits, and we might see that in game 4 or 5. If it goes to that long. I mean, Polt did look very strong last game versus Roach Ravager, but it's I don't know, it can be stronger Roach Ravager, that is. And we could also, of course, see Lambo try and go for Midgame Bling.
So speaking of that, that's where this map becomes very interesting to me when it comes to strategy. Central Protocol does not have easy to obtain thirds and even tougher to obtain fourths. The map itself is generally better with the back rocks being down, but they were definitely put into this map with the intention of them opening up your way to a fourth. So now instead of expanding to the corners of the map, we haven't seen a lot more of these like vertical expansions where the fourth will probably be up here rather than down here for Lambo type thing. Same for Polt. So in spreading yourself out so wide, I do think that gives more availability for things like Ling run bys, for banelings to hit, for Mutalisks to float around and be really annoying. At the same time, it does mean that there's more opportunity for drops for Polt. So again, another instance where the Spire tech might be more preferable. But it is worth noting, it's not that you're a bad player to play Roach Ravager. It's just that only really the best players are playing Midgame Bling right now because it is such a hard strategy to pull off, what with the new economy really giving Terran a bit of a, I guess like a stealth buff when it comes to getting units out.
Yeah, I would agree that it is, I think, the easier of the 2 options, but I don't know. So, like, Roach Hydra, I could also have said was the easier 2 options in Heart of the Swarm. It, was just straight up more A-movie, even if it had other difficulties to deal with than Midgame Bling did. But it still ended up being that Midgame Bling had to be used, and I think that is where Legacy of the Void is going. We see it not quite exclusively in the Korean tournaments, but, like, a lot in the Korean tournaments, and from our own experiences of the Koreans are using it a lot, too. I think it's just something that you're going to have to throw in at least once for sure, and I think this would be a good map to throw it in for all the points that you just mentioned about like the drops and how spread out Polt's going to be. But we do have a Roach Warren for Lambo. That might just be the Roach Warren coming out first in case you need the Roaches for an emergency, but okay, he's going to get +1 missiles, so that is not the case.
Yeah, I just want to clarify too, mentioning the giveaway from earlier. I'm not in Discord currently. Like, we've got it open, but I'm not actually using it. And Mr. Boris Makarov is the one who's going to be spearheading the giveaway. So I got someone whispering me here on Twitch, really confused. So TLDR, Mr. Boris Makarov is the guy in chat you want to ask about getting involved with the giveaway for, because I have no part in it. I'm just letting you guys know that he's doing it because he's awesome and generous.
Yes.
Yeah. Scan goes down to the main out of Polt. Even though he's had a little bit more scouting this game, still wants to solidify what's going on. Again, picking and choosing what you're doing versus Roach Ravager or Mutalisks and Banelings, it's actually kind of important. I'd say a lot less to Polt's unit composition and more so towards his timings for aggression. Like, if you know it's Roach Ravager, you've got a little bit of leeway to take this third calmly and not freak out about it. If it is, say, Mutalisks, Zerglings, Banelings, you're on the constant lookout for harass.
It does depend on what type of push Lambo wants to do with Roach Ravager, but obviously, like, you know, it's not happening right now, so you're right, he does have time to get up to everything he needs to. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean he's, like, safe after his third base is established. In fact, not going for tanks, I'd feel that he's a lot less safe than he was on that Ruins game, where he had at least 2 tanks to fall back on when Lambo finally decided to push. This time, Lambo's 1-1 is actually timing out really nicely with each other. He's getting Overlord speed, which is a little interesting. I don't know if he's going to go for drops, which would be cool. There is a lot of dead space in Central Protocol in Polt's main, for instance, or if it's just for those Overseers, because he figures Bolt is going to have Widow Mines first, because, you know, that's what he has right now. But he is going for the second factory. He swapped over the factory onto a tech lab too, so his tank production is going to start soon.
Well, boom.
Yep.
All right, so while the tanks start coming out, yeah, there's going to be plenty of Marines. I just want to stress plenty of Marines with the emphasis on reactors instead of tech labs. This kind of plays into, once again, combination of drop styles, but also the same way we saw him play last time, where you can be a little bit more liberal with your units. Marauders and Marines aren't so vastly different that it's like the difference of life and death losing one, but it is far more expensive to lose a Marauder than a Marine. And if you can just throw away tons and tons of units because your economy's looking fantastic back at home, because your macro's looking great, then by all means do it. Lambo, though, is going to hit it this time, unlike last time where there's not going to be a lot of easy mode defense, because if we recall, when Lambo attacked during that last game, it wasn't Polt already had several tanks up and good to go. There's one tank, there's one Liberator. You can take care of the Liberator with a Corrosive Biles. Boom, she falls, pushing up the ramp. Wall's not even down. Oh, wall's not even up. The bunker's empty. There's an attack on the other side of the map, but it canceled a fourth. It didn't do significant damage yet, as Lambo does get here into the natural base of Polt's.
Polt might lose a lot of SCVs, but his third base, like if there was like a handful of Lings right now, it'd probably be game over. But it is just these Roaches.
Lambo doesn't know about the third base either, by the way, so he may end up over-dedicating to this, question mark, but he's in top of production, and third base be damned. If you've got all the money in the world but aren't able to produce any units, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Marines coming out. That tank is still alive. A second tank joins here, but it's not going to be able to be saved. There's no second medevac
that tank
around.
Dies. Whoa. Polt lets the tank go down. That's huge. He's microing on the other side of the map against drones that were pulled. Lambo's actually cleaning up the drops, and he is in a much better spot than Polt this game. There's no question in my mind about it. 3 times the army supply. He's got no more pressure on his side of the map. Yeah, there's a third base mining, but once again, that doesn't matter if Polt loses all of his production back at home. 2 tanks at a time, neither going to spawn. Lambo. What a guy.